our president, Mayor Cilento, bring him up here, come on!
Thank you, Joe. Look, guys, I just want to be quick. I want to say thank you. This is just a tremendous, tremendous turnout. This is exactly who we are as a labor movement. The public sector, the private sector, the building trades, all of us coming together on these issues of shared concern and interest, and on these campaigns of shared concern and interest. This is who we are. We have to make the most of who we are as a movement. You know, we have 2.5 million members in the state. We have 3,000 local unions, and those are great numbers, but they don't mean anything unless we all work together and join together and stand together, and that's what we're doing here today. And it's more important now than ever before, and I'll tell you why. Because labor's opponents and adversaries, they don't just want to beat us. They don't just want to defeat us. They literally want to eliminate us. They would like nothing better than if they woke up tomorrow morning and the labor movement didn't exist. That would be their best day. But in this state, as I said, with 2.5 million members, with 3,000 local unions, the way that we have historically been able to fight back and level the playing field and win more often than not, because we still win more often than not, is our ability and our willingness to join together. And I'll tell you this, our opponents and our adversaries, and we were just talking with Sean now, they will always outspend us. They will outspend us 5 to 1, 10 to 1, 20 to 1. But there are a couple of things that we have that each and every one of us share that they will never be able to buy with all the money in the world. For as many checks as they can write out, brothers and sisters, they will never be able to buy our collective heart. They'll never be able to buy our soul. They'll never be able to buy the dedication and the commitment that we have to one another. Because that's what this is about. You can't put a price tag on heart. You can't put a price tag on all those things. We have them, they don't. We win, they lose if we stand together. And we know that when we send Sean back in a few weeks to Congress, we know that he's going to continue to fight for us. He will continue to fight to make sure we raise the minimum wage on a federal level. We'll continue to fight against fast-tracking the free trade agreement, the TPP. He will continue to make sure that we protect Davis-Bacon and fighting for Social Security and Medicare, protecting our health care. He will continue to do that for each and every one of us and all of us across this country. We know that when Justin and Andrew get back to Albany next year, when they're there and they win their races, they will continue to fight in this state to make sure we close the gap in income inequality. Because in this state, we have the highest gap between the haves and the have-nots than anywhere else in the country. And they will continue to make sure. And how do you do that? They're going to both make sure, and we've had these conversations, they're going to make sure that we invest in long-term jobs, not minimum wage jobs with no benefits and no pay and no security. We have to, and we must invest in long-term, sustainable jobs, generational jobs, jobs that are passed down from one generation to the next. That's how you generate revenue over time. That's how you build your tax base. So you not only create new private sector jobs, but we create and we maintain our public sector workers in this state, because for far too long we have cut the public sector workforce in this state. We also know, more important than anything else, that in this state we have cut those public sector workers. And we know that they will both Andrew and Justin, work to invest in our public services. We have to invest in our education, in our health care, in our mental health facilities, in our transportation, in our sanitation. We have to invest in our law enforcement officers and our firefighters. Because at the end of the day, we are judged as New Yorkers, as citizens, as taxpayers, but ultimately we are judged as human beings by the services we provide to one another. That's how we're judged. So let me just say this. This is how we win, all of us coming together. And when we stand together and join together and fight together and raise our voices together, we win. Working men and women win, our families win. And on election day, our friends are going to win. So let me just ask you all now, because it's a little quiet. Are we going to stand together?
Yeah!
Are we going to work together?
Yeah!
Are we going to fight together?
Yeah!
Are we going to raise our voices together?
Yeah!
Brothers and sisters, stand tall, stand proud, stand united. On election day, our friends, we're all going to win. We're going to make a difference in these races. Thank you very much.